Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, the day of the Pisces New Moon. This is an amazingly important new moon energy, and you can tap into it in many different ways. I'll discuss a little bit about what this new moon means and how you can use the energy, but also a little bit of some other stuff that's going on in world consciousness as well with this new moon. So the Pisces New Moon occurs around 12 degrees of Pisces. Conjunct Jupiter. There are three major conjunctions in this new moon chart, which you have the potential to access depending on which aspects your chart the most, so which one you will feel the most. So that being said, I'll explain the three conjunctions. We have the Pisces conjunction, which is the degree of the new moon at 12 degrees with Jupiter. If you want to access this energy in the most positive way, it's about expanding your dreams, expanding your compassion, the imagination, the use of the imagination, being of service to people, surrendering, making sacrifices, helping others, escaping into a world where you can access energy from the ethers and channel it into daily living in ways, intangible ways that will help improve your life. The Pisces has that vibe to it at a very high artistic level, such as music and poetry and working with, clay or pottery, anything like that. The Jupiter part of this just expands it. It gives you confidence to go after the dream, to expand on that dream, to be enthusiastic about that dream, to travel with that dream, to believe in that dream. So if you have planets around 12 degrees of the mutable signs, Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Virgo, this would be particularly strong for you. The other energy you can tap into, there's a conjunction of Mercury and Saturn. This is a disciplined mind. This is a focused mind. This is doing community work. This is thinking about the community, thinking how you can help the community, think how you can help international organizations, such as, maybe sending money to the Ukraine, humanitarian efforts, putting your mind to good use, a focused mind, a disciplined mind, doing the hard work that's required. There's a lot of dignity with this conjunction. It's at 19 degrees of Aquarius. So if you have planets at 19 degrees of the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, you can really access this energy and make it work for you. This is great for work, logical work, daily work. The Pisces energy part of this is a little more ethereal, a little more imaginative. This is much more logical, left brain thinking, okay? Then the other conjunction, which is actually the most important one here because it's what's been culminating for the last 2 years. It's the conjunction of Venus, Mars, and Pluto in Capricorn. You could use this energy like Vladimir Putin and invade a country. That's very representative of this, about destruction, using your manipulation of power, putting your values towards ruthless types of behavior. This is getting in touch with your inner warrior, power, how you go after power, how you use power, how you misuse power, how you threaten people, how you do it with a charming face, how you lie to people right through their face. The Venus part of this can soften everything you do and stab people in the back. This can be a very lethal combination of hurting others, violence, rape, destruction of institutions. I'm describing all the negative energy here because when Mars and Pluto get together and Mars is exalted in Capricorn, it could really do a lot of damage. So you have to focus the adrenaline of this planetary combination to try to do good, because you want to take the lower, baser instincts of Pluto and transform them into something of powerful good use rather than powerful destruction. If this energy is consciously directed, it's about being passionate about achievements in the world and going after what you want with great intensity and trust that you can do it. This is an energy about learning to trust others, negotiating with others. It's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful energy. It's at 27 degrees of Capricorn. So if you have 20 planets at around 27 degrees of the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, Libra, you can really access the transformative power of what this energy has the capability of representing for good as well as bad. Now, this energy is the most important because quickly, although this is a lot of information I want to give here, it's the culmination of the last 2 years that started at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn on January 12th, which is when the pandemic really got underway. That set the stage. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction set the stage for the last 2 years in terms of the manifestation of that underbelly in the world, the underbelly in this country, in the world. Pluto represents the underworld, the ruthless power of the underworld, the uncontrollable desires of the underworld, our baser instincts for power, lust, greed, sex. It has to do a lot with manipulation, annihilation, evolution, holocaustal energy. And the Saturn-Pluto conjunction said, I'm going to manifest everything that, all the unconscious Pluto stuff that's been lying underneath the surface for many, many years. So we see it in our institutions in this country, in the world. You see it with so many things going on. The Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, the polarization of our political parties, the tearing down of institutions. Some people love it, some people hate it. The transformation of society, of transgender, of the LGBTQI community. It's a revolution that's been going on, and the Saturn manifests the underbelly of society. What's wrong? What are the cracks? So the cracks were opened up. It's like the underworld coming out when Saturn hits Pluto. What's lying in the underworld? What are the dark, evil, base instincts that need to be transformed to stare the shit in the face and transform into something better? Saturn says it's time to manifest that energy. Jupiter joined up with Saturn in joined up with Pluto and Saturn too, but Jupiter joined up with Pluto at the times that the pandemic expanded, grew, deepened. It was all when Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth, hit Pluto for the whole of 2020. You can trace that expansion of the pandemic. We had the sun, the moon hits Pluto once a month, so that's going to trigger things, but the moon in itself is not going to do that much here other than trigger some of the bigger things. The sun will hit Pluto once a year, right, during the Capricorn time of year. So the sun has been hitting it in January, highlighting that Saturn-Pluto conjunction. But most recently, we've had a Venus retrograde going over Pluto, where there's a re-examination of our values, personal values and the world values. That Venus retrograde went over Pluto 3 times in December 11th. Then she went retrograde and crossed over on December 25th. And then on her direct motion, she's hitting Pluto today and tomorrow. And she's joining up with Mars. Mars conjuncted Pluto in March of 2020. And now Mars is conjuncting Pluto in March of 2022, March 2nd, March 3rd, the same day as Venus. So we see as she's been building up, Venus has joined Mars in the last couple of weeks. And as she joined Mars, there was the attack of the Ukraine, the invasion of the Ukraine. You see Mars really doing its work there. Mars is finishing what has been started. What was started in January 2020 is now, he's finishing that start, and this is not a finish but also a new beginning, because it's evolving to a new level with this attack. Mars is fueling everything. It's a very rough time. It's a very rough time. It's about fighting here with the Mars energy. Mars loves Capricorn. The USA is experiencing its Pluto return, and that's at the same degree that's all this is happening, which is why everybody is feeling like their skin is crawling, feeling like they're losing power or gaining power. In your personal life, it's how you deal with power. How do you abuse people? Do you want to kill them? Do you want to threaten them? You see what's going on the world stage. So also going on in your heart, in your home, in your family, in your workplace, in your love life. This same kind of thing where there's been a review the last 4 months with Venus retrograde. What are my values? What are my relationships worth? What things are worth staying in my life? And what things do I have to murder and kill off and get rid of? I don't have to murder and get rid of everything. Some things can be transformed. Some things can break down a little bit and be rebuilt into something new. Some are destroyed and gone forever because they're meant to go, and then others just turn into something better. This is magical power, but it can be used for such extremes, for extreme hate or extreme transformative love, and it's just depending on what's in your heart. Again, this is a new beginning here, and we're going to see how this plays out. So stay as grounded as you possibly can, and let the new enter your life, because there's new things that should be entering your life, and some of them will enter with pain because it'll happen with unexpected types of deaths of things. But others can enter if you guide and control the energy a little bit. New people will enter your life, new situations coming out of some of the pain that will be very, very empowering. So pay attention to where you can guide your ship a little bit, and where you can't let go, but where you can control things a little more consciously, that's where you should put your focus towards doing good. Have a beautiful Pisces dreamlike night. Do something romantic and get away from some of the pressures of the world tonight.